Hey everybody, it's another episode of Andy's free guitar chart videos. Welcome to my YouTube subscribers and Facebook friends, group members, and anyone else who's found this video wants to learn more about Andy's free guitar chart videos. I make these videos to explain my guitar chart and I have to move along today because I have to get the lesson going and get it posted. Have to be somewhere around noontime. So chart 265, as I'm sure all of you do too. 1, 4, 5 patterns, substitution string shapes. Okay, it's a generic title. That's the chart. It's the 265th chart I've made since I started numbering them. And let's look at what we have here. I've kind of got a new discovery here. Sorry about the egg-shaped circle of fifths there. Okay, so I kind of fixed it. And what we have here, and why I can move me out of the way for a minute, and we can take a look at this, because this is interesting. I'm going to move me around a little bit because we simply have to access these parts of the chart. So what I've got here is I've got a little graphic I made. It's a road sign. It's like a detour sign. AA subroutine. Here's your A shape string shapes, 5, 6, and 5, 6, and we're just going to do a little A riff up the line there to another A shape in the next cage. Okay, so if that's the A cage, we're in the G cage there because the bottom string is the cage definer. Go up here to the A cage, so A goes to itself there. So we have the same thing, a circle of fifths, C, G, D, A, and E, but instead on the way we're going to have an AA subroutine to run. Looking over here at the major pentatonic and major triads pattern stack, we have S4E, and then the double A pattern, and then S4E on top of it again. I don't want to have to go back to the other thing, but we will. So let's just, I happen to have it in the buffer here, so we'll just put it there. So the part that goes E, C, these are strings, E, C, G, D, but they're not the E, C, G, D strings that you have on the guitar. Okay, where we have, this is the E string, this is where your fret nut is. You don't have this much unless you down tune from E to D to C. Okay, but this is the E string, this is the A string, this is the D, the G, the B, and the E string. But with string shapes, these string shapes, these are the bottom strings of the cages in the key that you're playing. So in the key of E, okay, if you're playing an E shaped D, the bottom string shape is the E string shape, which is 6/7 root. We'll get to that. I'm not sure I wanted this to be pentatonic here. I think I wanted it to be the diatonic string shapes. Okay, so we got the diatonic string shapes here. And from this E string shape to C string shape to G string shape to D string shape is an S4E. Okay. Okay, I had a little technical difficulty there. So we have the long pattern stack. Alright. We got to just, do a little basics here. So this is all P4 tuning now. Alright, here's the S3AXL. Here's our A and our A. So here's our detour. And then this is the S4E. Okay, so, and then on the bottom we also have an S4E there. So that's what we got going on there So that's the S4E, the S3AXL, and the S4E, or this is your AA subroutine. This is all P4 tuning. Looking at the pattern stack from here, so this is our S4E, E, C, G, D, and then the subroutine right here. So here's the string shapes, E, C, G, D, as they stack up as we go up the line. So in the E box up here in the C, since I have my guitar tuned to a E-shaped C here, an octave up here, okay, we have 7 root 2, because your bar on the E shape is on the root. 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. That's the S4E right there, the 4 string shapes, and then into the long pattern. Okay, so we can't play that from down here because we're starting from the root here, so we have to go straight into the long pattern from the get-go. Starting from that root would be root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4. Same thing. So that's the string shaped long circle of fifths, okay? S4E into the AA subroutine. So I've got a really good chart here for you. It isn't exactly what I set out to do. What I've got is a new thing going on up here with the minors. And I want to show you something. In the C cage, we go around diatonically. C, D minor, E-shaped F, G, major shaped G, A minor shaped A. A little, a little note about here about half diminished, and that's not the subject of going around the circle on the first pass to find out what it's about. And C. But the interesting thing is, if we look at the C cage itself in root, which is 1 is root, we have C cross E cross G. You can see I've already been messing with this stuff a little bit. How does that work? That's the 1, 4, 5 in the C cage. I'll just put MR capo on, and this is where your C cage is. Okay? So it would be C, shape C, E crossed F, and G shaped G, E shaped F, and G shaped G. Okay, so those would be the shapes. Now for the 4th and the 5th, we're just going to play the pentatonic or the triads. We're not going to play the diatonic unless we still follow the C diatonic from those notes. So you're doing a chord and you're following the C diatonic from there. As opposed to doing a diatonic from that 4, which you would substitute a diatonic E shape there. Okay, and you can do it from the 4 because we're 1 fret up from the fret nut. We're usually on the fret nut when we're doing that E shape, but now we're doing from F, so we could play that diatonic if we wanted to. But we don't want to. By the way, if you do go to the 4th of the 4th, so you're doing something in C, you've changed the key from C, I believe you changed the key from C to perhaps making, say, F the 4th, but actually probably F would be the root at that point. So then you can play it, it sounds good, but really you've changed the key possibly to F there. I'm not 100% sure I got that right, but I know it works because you can play the 4th of the root and of the 5th, okay, and still stay in the root key. Anyway, let's get back to the subject.